Hurry! There are nerds that need a podcast. Assemble the team.
It's podcast time! ABN!
Dane Benediction.
Twiz 13.
The Alpha Nerds Guild Podcast, episode 1515 for you civilian types. I am your host, ABN, and I am followed with the one and only from Ohio, Twiz13. Hello, sir.
Good afternoon, sir, or evening, or whatever time of day it is, wherever you guys are listening. How you doing?
Doing well, doing well. Moving on over to the one and only from the land of ground up dirt. We have Rona Boy 00. How are you, sir?
Good to hear you. Good to hear you. How you doing?
I'm all right. I'm all right. And then with our special guest host, the one and only Spartan. How are you, sir?
Doing all right. How are y'all this evening?
All right. All right. We have a pretty good show. Not a whole lot of news going on, but some decent stuff to talk about. Dean is here. However, he is sneaking around Australia. He's like Waldo. Everyone go outside and go look at it for Australian listeners.
He went walkabout.
Indeed. So, what has everybody been up to? Twiz, what have you been doing?
Let me see. What have I been doing? Just, Fortnite and grinding it out. Finally unlocked my John Wick, my Reaper. To all the Fortnite people out there, they know how cool that is. It's like the final thing. After you beat all the challenges and stuff, you get a skin that makes you look like John Wick. And it kind of denotes your ability and that you're a fairly decent player. You're not a scrub. You're not a noob. You're not someone wearing a default skin doing the default dances like someone else I know.
I feel that's a little bit of judgment coming from you.
It's a lot of judgment.
Moving on over, Ronan, what have you been up to? Obviously not unlocking skins in Fortnite, but...
Oh my god, man. Well, last night was really cool because I got to meet our one and only Bennykins TV from the Alpha Nerds. We actually hung out at a stream meet and greet for a local stream team out here over at Dave & Buster's. That place is huge. I was like, holy cow, that's a lot of games. And other than that, I've been playing Final Fantasy, bunch of just random games. And on the cool note, I got an emulator for the NES, the Super Nintendo, the Sega Genesis, and the N64 on my computer.
Nice. So you've obviously been busy going back in time.
Back when I didn't, look like a wildebeest.
There was a time for that?
Yeah, amazingly, I know.
Man,
better than looking like a wallaby.
A dingo ate my baby.
Moving over to Spartan, man. What have you been up to?
A little bit of everything, really. Dallas last weekend got to do the official Alpha Nerds meetup, first annual at the Dallas Fan Days. That was a blast. A lot of people there. I think it was tens of thousands of people and 30,000 square feet, but you're shoulder to shoulder with everybody trying to move around. It's like herding cattle, literally. Right. Since then, got a few new toys we bought, been playing with a couple, playing a couple of new games, playing some old games like you. I got an emulator, but I got Pokemon Snap. Nintendo 64. Now, I was like, man, I want to I want to play this game, but on a 4K monitor, the graphics, you can't see your pictures. So it took it out. It ruined it for me. But other than that, that's mostly what I've been doing.
Nice. I've mostly been messing around with different stuff. Today I was playing a lot of God of War 3 Remastered. Why? Because I also happen to have pre-ordered my God of War coming out next Friday. So
lucky.
I really wanted to kind of get my hype going because we're going to talk about why that is here in a little bit. But we've been messing around with that. Playing around.
Saying is you may be a little busy next Saturday.
I mean, yes.
I'm jealous.
Probably
really
Thursday night until Friday. If I could find some way to get out of work and not get kicked out.
I can't recruit kids today.
Yeah, I feel sick. But yeah, I've been working on that, playing some, my Xbox games, The Division, a little bit more of Attack on Titan 2, Titanfall 2, a bunch of different games I've been messing around with. But so like I said, there's not a whole lot of stuff going on. I'll start it off actually with God of War, kind of segue in that. The reason I brought that up is because the God of War pre-reviews are out, and this thing is getting some ridiculously high scores. We're talking a lot of, your 10s out of 10s, your 5s out of 5s, your 9.5s. Matter of fact, I'm gonna check with Metacritic as we talk about it. But people are saying that this essentially set the standard for God of War to come back. So,
oh God, I hope so.
Twiz, what are you feeling about this?
I really don't, never been a God of War guy. It's a PlayStation game. How often do you see me? Have you heard me talk about anything PlayStation?
PlayStation 2, right?
This is our 15th episode.
Yeah, 1-5.
1-5. Countless conversations on the side, and I've never really chatted about PlayStation. Why would you even think that I have an opinion?
Because you have an opinion about everything.
This is true.
Well, yeah, that's why I'm on the podcast, because I have an opinion on almost everything.
I think the last PlayStation I owned was an old PS2 way back when. PS1 to PS2. I think those are the only two PlayStations I ever owned or touched. And after that, I migrated to the 360. And then since then, it's just been Xbox, now PC.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Unfortunately for me, since I came in the Army, I've that's right. That's right. I've gone through. I had to buy every generation because I can't stand to not be able to play a game. So when your Halos and your God of Wars come out, I have to play both. So I've owned every generation up to this current generation. It took me a little bit longer to get the PS4 Pro, and then I'm gonna get the Xbox One X this summer. So I've played all the God of Wars. I'm a huge fan of it because I'm a huge fan of things like Devil May Cry and the hack and slash genre as it is. So,
yeah.
Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry.
Oh my God, he lives.
Hello,
guys.
He's back from Walkabout. He was throwing some shrimp on the barbie.
That's right.
Did you get your full head wax, mate?
Let me show you. Whoa!
Oh, there it is.
Suck at it. There we go.
The forehead among foreheads.
The forehead of doom.
Yes. Well, currently on Metacritic, God of War is sitting at 95.
Wow.
And if you know anything about Metacritic is ruthless.
Yeah, they are pretty brutal.
And for it to come out the gate before it's released at a 95, that does say a lot. So, Ronan, you got any 2 cents for this?
Oh God,
0.5
yes.
cents.
I was a huge God of War fan when it came out, and back when nobody knew what it was, and I had it. And my friends came over and they're like, "Dude, this is so stupid. What are you playing?" I'm like, "Try it." Everybody the next day bought it, and since then I've kept up with the series. I have all the remasters. I have all the freaking special editions and stuff, and I've always loved God of War, and for this game to come out and look this beautiful and play so well, I'm having a freaking fanboy moment.
Yeah.
Can we just start calling him the hipster nerd?
I ain't a hipster nerd.
I was playing God of War before everyone else was. I discovered it first, and then everyone bought it after me.
You're such a hipster.
Then I started listening to Mumford and Sons. Then everyone started listening to them, and so I stopped listening to them because everyone else was.
That's right,
dude. I was the kid in the neighborhood though that was like the nerd that always stayed inside and played video games. Everybody else was on their bikes having fun, and I was just like, yeah, no, not going outside. I don't care.
The graphics were too bad outside.
Yeah,
and the graphics weren't real enough.
Outside.
I look at the graphics.
I will say I've seen all the scenes that they've done a comparison with PS4 and PS4 Pro. And obviously, if you haven't seen the memes already, the memes are out. They essentially don't look any different. It almost looks identical a regular PS4 and a PS4 Pro. So, I mean, that's really good to do. Because I just want it to play well. Resolution is great, but I want my gameplay. I don't want to robot my way through it. So, yeah, like Game Revolution, Giant Bomb, PlayStation Universe. Let's see. First 3 are hundreds. PlayStation Universe 95. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of them on here. And Guardian, US Gamer, Polygon, Game Revolution, all 100s, Games Radar, PlayStation Lifestyle, Eurogamer Italy, IGN gave it a 100.
Even though that doesn't surprise me though. IGN's like they're just like, oh look, a pretty game.
Go yeah, on. They're kind of a pushover. That's why I took that with a meh. But I mean,
you're a pretty girl. You're a pretty girl.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, it's up here, and it's 83 critics so far. So 95 with 83 critics, I think is going to do pretty well. Like I said, I'm super hyped for it. I went ahead and did it on my PlayStation Store. That way, it could be preloaded. That way, I could start it as soon as it comes out. Dean, you got anything to say about this?
In the sense of God of War, I can exactly agree. Like, I was the same. Like, growing up, I was one of the kids in the neighborhood playing God of War.
Mm-hmm.
And then I felt like I started a trend and everyone started playing it as well. But I'm very keen to see where the next chapter takes us in video games in general. Like, I'm just hoping... Like, I'm loving the whole remasters as well, in the sense that they're trying to bring it into the new gen as well. Mm-hmm. Like, I know they had it on the PS3, they remastered God of War, and there's been talk they're going to do it on the PS4 as well. So even though I have it on PlayStation 3 and I still have my PS3, I'm still going to fork out the extra money and buy them on PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
For just the visual feel. Like, I'm not one of those guys that likes buying games on the PlayStation Store all the time, but
yeah,
if there is a game that I love enough.
Yeah, this one I think was one of those games that's probably the only reason I did that.
Yeah. But I definitely think it's going to be one of those games that it's going to be on my hard collections, not downloaded, you know?
Yeah. Now, kind of, this is a decent segue, because how we talked about how to purchase something. GameStop, remember all that trash we talked about them, and how they were pretty much on their way out. They are increasing their PS4, Xbox One trade-in values for a limited time.
So what, $5 now?
Correct.
Damn!
Instead of $3.50.
$5. I can go buy a cheeseburger at McDonald's. Hell yeah!
Say that again. Say McDonald's again.
McDonald's.
McDonald's. I can go buy a cheeseburger. Yay! Go man.
Are you gonna sit on your friend's deck and eat the cheeseburger?
Yes, I will sit on my friend's deck and have a cheeseburger. But the one game Tristan in the comments just mentioned.
The funny thing is, he doesn't even know it.
It's fine. We'll talk about it at the end.
No, but Tristan just made this comment before, and I'm sorry, Tristan, I didn't acknowledge it because I'm a massive Kingdom Hearts fan as well.
Yeah,
that is another game that's coming out too, Kingdom Hearts 3. Another game I'm very, very
same here. It looks really good.
My wife will be more excited for it. I never could get in Kingdom Hearts, but I never played it.
You know why that is?
Oh, you need what?
Because we're men.
I'm a man too, God damn it! How dare you, sir? Look,
how rude!
There it is. How dare you? Trademark.
How dare you? How rude! How dare you? How rude! That is my trademark.
Fidelli, if you're watching, I love Kingdom Hearts. It's a good game.
Oh.
Next minute.
Well, the funny part is I'm actually looking at the breakdown for their trade-in values, and for example, a PS4 original 500 gig current trade or previous trade was $120. New trade is $170. So it actually went up.
Are you kidding me?
Actually went up $50.
No. No, that's bad. We can make more money. Like, I don't know what you guys sell them, so you get so ripped off here. Like, we pay more for old consoles.
Well, yeah, because y'all use Monopoly money, so.
Oh my gosh! And offer them Monopoly money. No, honestly, I don't know what it is about you guys that don't want to buy the consoles. Like, I got offered. Okay, granted, mine is kind of like a limited edition console because mine's the Batman for the PS4. I got the PS4 Batman edition console.
Ooh.
And I got offered. Yeah, I am. I got offered. Okay, granted, that's still not a lot of money, but I got offered $260 on trading, and it's only a 500 gigabyte console. But I've modded mine for a 2 terabyte.
Yeah.
So they only offered me $260, but it's more than $100 or even $120. You know, but in that sense, I still don't know how they can justify giving people $100 for a console when people pay like, what is it, $600, $500 brand new.
$500 for Xbox One X. That's the most expensive one.
Yeah, well, sorry.
So,
but
it's just different pricing. So the average total is anywhere from $40 to $80, and the $80 boost is from the Xbox One Slim 2 terabyte went from $130 trade to a $210 trade. So that one actually came up fairly decently. However, this program's only running till April 22nd.
Of course it is.
Which makes complete sense.
See, am I the only one that keeps his systems for like ever? Like never trades them in?
Yeah, well, I'm the same way, man. I've never, like, honestly, I'm the same with video games. Like, when I'm done with them, I never trade them in. Like, there's games that I have this rule as well. I never buy pre-owned games. The only games in my whole collection that are pre-owned is the Guitar Heroes. Because I could never find a brand new copy of Guitar Hero, ever. So, in my whole collection, that is the only game in my whole lot that is pre-owned. Everything else is like being bought brand new.
I'm amazed you can find an Atari out there half the time.
Yeah.
Oh, I got that at Mom's house, set up on the living room. Good times.
Yeah, it's like I don't do it anymore. I think I pretty much gotten to the point where I got sick of the bad trade-in values. Because if I did trade anything in, it was normally a cell phone, like an old cell phone that I had when I upgraded.
The last game I think I traded in at GameStop was Fable 3. And we pre-ordered the game. You know, we got the little coin and all that. We played the game, hated it. Took it back. It was like 2-3 days later. We didn't even make, 20% of what our initial purchase was.
Ouch.
And that's a generous estimate as well.
Yeah.
So ever since they're like, nope, we're done. Now we might go through and, we'll hit their, $10 bin if there's like some old games that at one time I wanted to play, but then forgot about and they have it. I might buy it, especially if they got, buy two, get one free deal going on.
Right.
Am I getting ripped? Yeah, more than likely, but it's a cheaper game that I live in the boons of Arkansas. I probably won't find any cheaper unless I go to a flea market.
Yeah.
So the whole bin is Big Bucks Hunt 08 and GTA 5 and.
Well, GTA 5 has actually maintained its value. Like that game will not lose its value.
Yeah, well, that game still sells for like $80 here.
Yeah. I bought my GTA 5. I want to say Black Friday, 2016. And on Black Friday deal, I still pay $25 for this game.
Holy cow.
It still had the full retail value of $60.
Yeah.
Even though it's like it's been out for a couple years.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's been out for years.
Steam sales.
Yeah.
Speaking of GTA 5, there has been talk about GTA 6 if they're going to push it to PS4 or wait for the PlayStation 5. What's everyone's thoughts on that?
He's just excited because they said they might do it in Australia so that he can steal a wallaby and a kangaroo.
Damn straight. Nah, man, there's been talk that there's been a lot of rumors that US Gamer and a lot of other things like even talk like honestly, I would love them to bring it back to Vice City because that's where they've been saying a lot of it, like the whole Vice City era, which I loved.
Yeah,
but who knows? It might be another 3 to 4 years before we see a release. But at the same time, there's still like even though GTA 5 has been out for a few years, they still add a lot of content to the game.
Oh,
a lot of like it still gets updated so often.
Yeah, but it's like paid DLCs for the online gameplay, though.
Yeah.
Oh no,
no! I just
the only thing that makes sorry.
I was going to say, speaking of awesome games, did anybody see the Onimusha news?
Yes,
no.
I did when you sent it to me.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Didn't send it to me. How rude.
I said it in the chat. Scroll up, you freaking wallaby lover. The Onimusha series just got renewed for their copyright, and this means that they're going to do one of two things. They're either going to renew it for a remastered edition, which I will buy hands down, or a new game. And if anybody has ever played Onimusha, it's literally Resident Evil with swords, magic, and the Eastern lore of like the samurai.
Oh my gosh, I actually know this game. I think I actually still own this game.
Craig, what do you think, man?
Honestly, I don't have an opinion on this. I know nothing about it. So,
you ever played Neo?
No.
Ah, you're killing me, Smalls.
I'm sorry.
No, this genre is good. The make or break is if they do a remastered, is it going to be an actual remaster, or are they just going to essentially just rehash assets and optimize it for current generation consoles so it doesn't crash? So,
well, man, there's been talk for 6 years. Sorry, but they've been talking for 6 years that we're going to make another one. Like, I think the last one was made in 2012. If I'm wrong, please tell me because I might be wrong. But I think the last Onimusha was released in 2012, and they were talking about how they were going to put it to PlayStation 3, but it never did, and I got very upset and destroyed physically and emotionally.
Well, I'm sure
the problem you have, for example, Final Fantasy VII, when you go from the ground up remaster, you run into the issues that you see with Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah,
the development cycle is going way slower than intended when they announced it. They're having issues with it. That's what you run into. Whereas when you have like a God of War 3 remaster, playing that, it's the bones the exact same game. They just make it nice and pretty for you. So that is,
yeah, but I don't care how pretty it looks. I'm more concerned about gameplay.
Well, so it does it. When I say pretty, it's more so for frame rate and stability. So, polygons aren't merging incorrectly and making everything look like crap. It plays a solid 1080, 60 frames or whatever else. So,
I will tell you this right now, and I'll say this till the day I die.
Now?
Yeah,
Right now?
I'll say it now.
Fair enough.
Sorry, but I don't care if Final Fantasy drops to 20 frames per second. I will still go out and spend the money and buy the game over and over and over. I don't give. Sorry. Yeah, I don't care if it's going to be on. Sorry, I got distracted a bit. Yeah, I don't care if it drops on 20 frames per second. I'm happy to pay the money every single time.
I just picked it up on Steam, and I got to tell you, it's pretty decent on Steam.
This is why we can't have nice things.
I know.
But the thing is, going back to what I was saying about GTA 5. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, just
that game does not have. Yeah, sorry. Going back to that. The only thing that make people pay for, which you really don't have to, if you grind the game, yeah, you can probably make a lot of money and do what you want to do. They're pushing more the direction now with the cash card microtransactions.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, no one is forcing you to buy them. If you want to buy them, that is your call to make. But it's the same thing with Fortnite. Like, there's still talk about Fortnite getting banned in Australia because people don't want their kids getting addicted to such an amazing game. No, Twiz, I'm not going to play with you later. But still.
Bet you'll play with a kangaroo.
Ronan, how long did we wait for Dean? I'll be on in just a minute, mate.
Oh, that was like what? We're still waiting, actually.
Yeah, I'm gonna log in a moment, mate.
Yeah, so it's
okay. No, I couldn't. Okay,
I've got to deal with this Sheila real quick.
Okay.
Hobbies.
Okay, one thing for sure, I am not going to. Okay, I'm hoping my housemate's not watching this, so sorry, Brady, if you're watching. But some people should not own computers. I wasn't exactly, not to put her in a position of saying that she can't use a computer, but she fried her motherboard. What am I supposed to do? Just tell her to suffer and have no computer?
Yeah.
Well, sorry, I'm not mean. Yes, I am not married, ladies. No, but the fact is,
you should have just looked at it and said, "Look, I'll fix your motherboard right after I get done with Tilted Towers." If you don't understand that, then you don't deserve a motherboard in the first place. And then just walk out of the room.
In Australia, isn't it supposed to be called a fatherboard?
No,
backwards over there.
It's a personhood board. Oh wait, that's Canada.
Yeah,
it's a person board. How dare you assume it's gender?
Yeah.
Oh my
God. We are off the rails, fellas.
Yeah, that's okay.
This train derailed real quick.
My bad.
Moving on.
And just think, Spartan, we are actually on our best behavior tonight.
Yeah, we're keeping it. Yeah.
Best behavior.
Nintendo Switch fans, people who actually own a Nintendo Switch like myself.
Both of you.
I want one.
That's savage. So what's going on is that we have a whole lot more coming out for the eShop. Another big thing that's happening with the Switch is the indie side. So a lot of indie developers have been jumping ship over there, because it's been doing really well. I mean, because you can take it anywhere. I mean, I can't stop mentioning that part. It's such a big and crucial portion of why it's so successful. But on top of the current week's release, some of the games are going on sale. We have that's right. Shovel Knight Treasure Trove, The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth, plus Oxenfree and Zeo Drifter. So all of those are going on sale. The week's releases for the eShop, they have The Bunker, Masters of Anima, Super Daryl Deluxe, Bomb Slinger Deep Ones. There was
Time.
Let me see, like Rogue Aces, Skies of Fury, Dronefly. I'm not gonna read them all. I think just on April 12th, there's about 14. And then April 13th had Pirates All Aboard. So once again, I mean that's a lot of indies in 1 week.
You sound like it's a bad thing.
No, I'm not saying it as a bad thing. I'm saying as you're not seeing this much movement elsewhere is what I'm saying.
I'm looking forward because they also said that Hat in Time is coming over. They Are Billions is a really good one that might be coming over. There's a lot of cool games that are going to be hitting the Switch that are all indie developers, and I'm really stoked for that.
There is an indie style game made by Square Enix, Octopath Traveler. If you haven't seen the previews for that, I would definitely recommend you go check it out if you plan on buying a Switch or you own one. Octopath Traveler is essentially Final Fantasy 3-4 almost, with a smoothed out, gorgeous painted backgrounds, and they really didn't show a whole lot of it, but the previews really got me hooked, and I didn't think I would get hooked off of seeing a 16-bit sprite, but the way they're doing it, it's almost like a 3D background with sprites. Very interesting, and it's Square Enix, so it's not your normal indie developer doing it. It's Square Enix, so it's definitely worth checking out. They got a collector's edition coming out for that and everything. So once again, the reason I brought this up is, indies are flooding on this particular system. Twiz, do you think this changes the scene at all?
I think it has the potential to, because let's be honest. Let's be 100% honest.
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo has a reputation of being the system for kids.
Right.
And so I think bringing some of these indie games that are that are a little bit more geared towards the teens and maybe young adults and Chris, maybe that will help change its image to where it has a bigger market. and it's not just kids games. Because my grandson loves his Switch.
Mm-hmm.
I could play the, I could take it or leave it.
Right.
Because it just seems like a system for kids. And I'm sure there's lots of cool things on there. And if I really got into it, I'd have a ton of fun with it. But really, for the money, I'd much rather drop my money on a new graphics card for a PC. Or
PC Master Race.
It's right.
That's why you're supposed to just own them all.
No, but yeah, why not have both?
Some of us aren't sucking on that government teat, Chris.
Whoa, easy. I'm latched pretty hard on that teat, all right, for 5 more years.
I know you are. Y'all just got a big boost in your budget, too, so some of us ain't got it like that.
Gotta get that government paycheck.
Hey, man. People out here just trying to make it. You ain't got to talk trash on me like that. Craig, what do you think about this? What do you think about the Switch and how it's changing up the ecosystem?
Well, honestly, I don't have much. I don't follow Switch that much because, not gonna lie, the last two I owned was the 64.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
the last great Nintendo. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's healthy, but other than that, I don't have much, as I don't follow it that much, so I don't have much of an input on it.
Okay,
because it's for kids.
I'm not one to speak on stuff I don't know a lot about, so forgive me on that one.
That's a perfect segue. That's a perfect segue.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna.
No. Shush for a second. I have a perfect segue. I'm gonna use it. So
Never.
Since you're not one to talk on things you don't know a whole lot about, Craig, or sorry, Spartan.
Just call me Craig.
What actually got the reason why we have Craig on the show tonight, guys, is Craig's one of the streamers with the Alpha Nerds Guilds. He's one of the guys we all know. A lot of us have seen, and we wanted to start spotlighting you streamers, the Alpha Nerds streamers, on the podcast at least once a week, if not a little bit more. So, question for you is, what really got you into streaming? What attracted you to it, and why do you do it?
Honestly, for me, it was curiosity.
Okay.
I'm not much of a social butterfly in any means whatsoever. I've always had this strict demeanor about myself. Part of it's because I was, my father was law enforcement. I was an MP when I was in the Army, and that's something that's just kind of ingrained in you. And so, to me, it was kind of a way for me to kind of relax, let loose and become a little bit more social, a little bit more fun. And it was very therapeutic for me. Just granted, I by no means do I have the most viewers on my channel, but to me, it doesn't really matter. Even if it's, one person, excuse me, or 100, it just the matter that someone, taking their time watching me. And, I'm, pretending that I'm pretty much on a stage in front of a lot of people, almost not really performing or giving a performance, but, just conversing with others.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, but the other board members of the ANG at the time, they were streaming. It's like, oh, I need to do this too. So, because John, he started back in October. And I already had like 1 or 2 videos. I think I did like 1 or 2 Witcher playthroughs, but I had no mic, no camera. You just saw the gameplay. And was it Karma or Jenny? She's another one of the board members. She started playing, and Andy, or Corporal Birkin, which is his Twitch name, he started streaming. So I was like, all right. So we all try to pick each other up, try to get each other to affiliate, which all of us got affiliated about the same time. But yeah, mostly it was all the other cool kids were doing it, and I wanted to do it too, and partially out of curiosity.
That's cool. So I mean,
that's good.
What's your favorite game to stream? At least right now, man, because I'm sure like most everyone, it changes with time.
Right now, and it's only because it's new to me, is Skyrim VR. My wife and I celebrated our 7th anniversary this past Monday, and so I got her / us 2 things for anniversary. One is this little guy, Tamagotchi version 2, that's available at Walmart for $15.
Ooh.
So, and it was just the throwback 20th anniversary since I came out. And the second thing we bought was a HTC Vive VR headset.
Nice.
It came in the mail Thursday, which normally on my streams I do Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And so I bought Skyrim VR, which Bethesda in their infinite wisdom decided to charge $60 full price for release, even though this makes the 8th time I've owned this version of this game. And multiple vanillas, like 2 special editions and the VR. And played it, had a blast. I'm still enjoying it. It's something about you're inside the game, and then was it Anduin, the World Eater? He drops down, you see him 1,000 times, you're like, oh, whatever. But it's not until you look up and he's about 20 foot taller than you that you really get the full scope of the game. It's really neat. So right now, it's definitely Skyrim VR. Anything in the VR platform that I'm still just now learning about and experiencing for the first time. Not since the old Nintendo green screen thing that they had back in the 90s. I experienced something like this.
The Virtual Boy?
Yeah, the Virtual Boy.
Epilepsy Boy.
It's right now it's Skyrim VR.
That's awesome. That's awesome that you got the HTC Vive. That's probably one of the better ones. That one's stuck out over the Oculus over time.
Here's the thing though about that. And one of the things I wish I know, when you see someone stream or YouTube playthrough of a VR game, you see what's on the monitor. You don't see what they see, and it's one of my biggest complaints, I guess, because I put all this money about. Even though since the Vive Pro came out, the HTC Vive, the original version, dropped down in price to $499, and that was the deciding factor over that in Oculus Rift.
Mm-hmm.
But you still have what they call the screen door effect, where you still see the individual pixels, I guess. And if an NPC's far away, you can't really see them till they get up close, and it kind of breaks the immersion a little bit. But then there's some times where you're witnessing something and you almost completely forget about it. And you're like, wow, this is cool. And, you're looking up, and like for me, I have an 8-foot ceiling, but you look up and you see 20 feet.
Yeah.
And it's just, and you lose where you're at. And that itself is just an amazing experience.
I know what you're talking about. I mean, we have a Microsoft store, brick and mortar store at my local mall, and they were demoing the Oculus, and they have a game on there called Climb, which if I were to drop money on an Oculus, it would be just for that game. It's so badass because you're climbing a mountain and you just look up and you can see the mountain above you, look down, you see the mountain below you, and literally in the middle of the mall, I'm trying this and I fell off the mountain. I literally just fell right on the ground. My wife was laughing her ass off at me. But if you get the sensation of actually falling.
So I have this one game. It's called Walt of the Wizard, and it was a free game off Steam. And you start out and you're like in this tower with huge vaulted ceiling, and you have this table in the middle with like an alchemy station where you can like mix your own potions, create new powers. And then to your left, you have a crossbow that you can pick up, you use the trigger, and then you have like this little wheel that you just pretty much swap forward to shoot the bolt out. Well, about 10 foot high, you got these shells and like these powdered kegs. And I remember shooting one, and it just shot off, and it was like doing these flips in the air and exploded like fireworks.
Damn.
And I was like, oh man, this is awesome. And then turn around 5 minutes later, I get the jump scare of my life, and I'm shrieking like a little girl.
That sounds cool, man. Okay, so You know, as a streamer, you know, there are some things, you know, we won't do. What is there any game that you won't stream? Like you have like a moral or like some sort of like absolute hatred for that particular game, you know, and why?
A game I won't stream.
Leisure Suit Larry, perhaps.
Any.
That's
I will say this. As one of the boards of the A&G nonprofit, we don't allow any isms of any type within the main group, and with that, a lot of that, I tend to have myself reflect in such a way to not violate any of those isms. Therefore, a lot of like maybe some of the games, like there's that one game that was banned on Amazon, the stalking simulator, whatever it was.
Oh yeah.
Or like anything that's not overly violent, because I play Broforce, but that's pixelated, that's different. But
it's
overly sexualated, or you know, pushing some boundary that I don't feel comfortable going over. Those are about the type of games. But mostly for me, I love a good FPS. I love a good RPG. Multiplayer games, if my buddies are playing it. For the most part, I'll play almost anything. There's just a few I won't touch.
Yeah.
You know, Fortnite's a free time.
There it was.
You know, there was the Fortnite plug.
I've played Fortnite, but it's just been me. I haven't had any buddies, and I haven't even changed my key bindings to the building away from the F1 to F whatever keys. I will say the one game I played, I managed top 10, but I accidentally went in solo on a squad.
Oh.
And well, half the time I hid in the shack. And I had a ramp on the backside. I put one of the traps on one of the side walls. A team comes in. I break and had the had like a legendary pistol.
Yeah.
Killed one. The other guy was shooting at me. He strafed left and right. He kills me, but he got next to the trap, killed himself. So solo,
satisfying kill.
Top 10, 2 kills in squads. I was happy with that. But unfortunately, that was the only game I've played in the last couple months.
Well, you should jump in with me and Twiz, man. We play that.
I'm always down to play something with someone. So
it is a, you know, I originally downloaded it because I couldn't download PUBG because I have a potato. But I have really just come to love the frenetic pace.
I will say this: PUBG, it's not worth it. Originally, I played PUBG a lot. I grown to hate that game, and I'm going to receive a lot of flack from a lot of people.
Damn, why are you hating on PUBG, son?
I don't like it anymore. I
can't blame you.
I can't appreciate a game in which I've paid that they've released, but they cannot optimize 100%. And the last time I played, I was on the motorcycle with the sidecar, and I blew up out of nowhere. And
what?
Ever since, they were having a bad glitch with the motorcycles with the sidecar, where they'll like flip out of control and you sail like 100-something feet in the air, or just spontaneous explosions, in which I ended up witnessing firsthand. And I maybe played once or twice, but it was no.
I had that feeling, unfortunately, when I saw the game in early stages and it was glitching too hard. I didn't want to get into that. And then when I saw it make the transition into live, and then it still had the same issues, I gave up on it completely. And that's kind of what I thought was going to happen. And I think that's one of the main reasons everybody jumped to Fortnite, because it's not so much, oh, you could build stuff, or it's Ninja plays it. Drake played it with Ninja. It's more so, hey, this game doesn't crash and blow me up. And it's free.
Yeah.
And it's free.
And they got the better emotes. I will say that.
I like the emotes. They're fun.
Not to mention, you know, the rest of your podcast team plays it, Chris.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Chris.
I cannot confirm or deny any accusations.
I can confirm that he's lying right now.
Well, Dean downloaded it, so I'm taking that as a win.
I told you I already downloaded it, and I played it already.
So okay, so let's get back on track.
Yeah.
Let's get back on track.
we got a couple more questions for Spartan before we kind of wrap this up.
So Dean has to ask question number 10 now.
Yeah, I'm gonna make Dean ask number 10. Don't worry about that.
Has to.
As a streamer that got in, you made your rules. How did you decide on like how you wanted your channel to look, the style? How did you decide the rules of your channel?
The rules on my channel are the exact same with A&G. As I said, it's A&G is something that's near and dear to my heart, and so I literally copy pasted the rules. So pretty much the stuff that's not allowed is not allowed here, minus a little bit. Don't go overboard like Free for All Fridays, which we don't talk about.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we don't talk about. But the rules and the conduct of my channel are the same. No isms. Don't be a dick. Don't what is it? Be respectful to everybody. I understand everybody's got his opinion. Made that blah blah blah. Theirs might not be, correct as far as the way to conduct things, but whatever. And I've actually had to remove one or two people in violating these rules. And as I said, I'm just a small time streamer, and I've already had to deal with some of that.
Oh yeah, I understand that. So Dean, what was question number 10, Dean?
Yeah, where do we want to?
I can't read. I don't have my reading glasses.
Well, you have your reading forehead, so.
There you go. There's question 10.
I posted question 10 for you, Dean.
Okay. I'll do it for the views and a lot of likes.
Yeah, for the clicks.
Apparently, a lot of people don't think Australia's important. So, is Australia really important? And why not? That is apparently the question they want me to ask you.
Okay.
Well, that is what the people want to know as well. Is Australia important?
It is a burning
Yes,
question.
it is. Because they brought me here to you guys.
Besides giving us Steve Irwin, God bless his soul, and the inspiration of Outback Steakhouse. And I don't even eat at or Outback.
What about Hugh Jackman? Hugh Jackman's Wolverine.
See, he always goes back to Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman is Wolverine.
Are we not going to acknowledge the other crappy movies he's been in?
Like?
I mean, Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool, but we don't he still did Green Lantern.
Yeah, but we're not going to acknowledge that. That's something.
No. You can't cherry pick it. Either you take it all or you take nothing.
Yeah, but Ryan Reynolds can make mistakes. Like, for God's sakes, he divorced Scarlett Johansson, and she's a babe. We still let you, Scarlett.
Besides, I contend that Australia is in fact important. If it wasn't for Australia, where would England put all its criminals?
Correct.
I'm not a criminal. What are you trying to say?
That's where God just kind of put everything where he was like, nope.
Welcome to Australia, where everything can kill you.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm an adoptive. Hey, I'm an adoptive. Hey, I'm not dead yet, but at the same time, I'm an adoptive Aussie, okay? I was born in Greece. I was born not in Australia. I'm not a born Aussie. I'm a wog.
Yeah.
Proud and through.
Yeah, he's a Grecian.
Yes, I'm a Grecian.
He's a greasy.
Just watch out for immigration.
He likes to go to Australia and sit on the deck.
No, I'm not going to get off topic here because this is going to get very ugly very quickly.
How dare you?
Thank you, Bess. Australia's awesome. No, look, the fact is this. Australia has its faults, so does America. Like any other country, every country has its faults. Oh, no, sorry. Well, you have Donald Trump.
America.
You guys have Donald Trump. We have Julia Gillard. See, that's our problem there.
Heck yeah.
But hey, I mean, I think we're coming towards the end of this, other than the beat on Dean session that we have currently going.
Can you explain to him why the deck joke is funny?
America! Yeah, but pun?
No.
I see a midget.
Yeah.
We'll explain off the air, Dean.
But
hey, buddy.
Finishing up. We'll go around the room.
I see a forehead.
Yeah. It's a forehead that looks way better than Dean's.
Right. No, the only reason I'm not on camera this evening or this afternoon, as you like to, evening on your end, guys, on the other side of the ocean, is because one, the minute I get on video camera, my ping skyrockets to 700, and then you guys will be hearing me jump and drop. And
he also forgot his forehead wax.
True.
Okay, Chrome Dome. But yeah, as soon as I get that thing sorted, I won't be on camp because I can't afford the 700 ping.
It's all good.
But finishing up, I think we hit about the end of this. We're gonna try to get more of the group on here so we can all have, everybody get their time in the limelight and get pointed at and poked at. Going around the room, Twiz, what are you gonna be doing this week, and where can people find you?
You can find me all over Fortnite, Facebook, and the Discord. This week, I'm actually working on reading a new book that I gotta give a shout out to. Go pick it up, start reading it now. It's the 12 Rules of Life by Dr. Jordan Peterson. It is dense, it is thick, and it is a heavy read, but it will change your life. No, I'm not joking.
Well, I know. Jordan Peterson is an extensive intellectual, and he can make your brain hurt just by listening to him.
But he says it in such a way that you're like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Moving on to Ronin Boy, where can we find you, and what are you going to be doing?
Oh man, I'm gonna be playing some games. I'm probably gonna go to dinner tonight with my girl Meg, and you can find me at RoninBoy00 at pretty much anything: Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, everything.
Moving on to Dean, where can we find you out in the woods playing with marsupials?
Marsupials, it's just like that, is it? I'm actually going to be reading.
I'm asking you.
Okay, for one thing, I am going to be doing some reading as well. There's this thing called The World of a Plate. It's a recipe book, so I'm trying to build my horizon and be a better chef in the kitchen. Considering the only thing I can really cook is a decent steak. So yeah, apart from that, I will be doing some video gaming. So hopefully at one point or another, I will jump on the Fortnite wagon, so people can be happy. There's my friend in the background just shaking his head going, no. Yeah.
And last but finally not least, Craig, where can we find you, good sir?
Well, in about 10 minutes, I'll be going on my Twitch channel playing some Skyrim VR at Twitch TV/Spartan Gaming Official. Tomorrow, I won't be here. Actually got a Scottish Day Festival going on at a local Ivy League college not far from here, so get to learn a little bit about Scottish heritage and eat some nice food and whatnot. Hopefully take some good pictures, and well, other than that, I'll be
make sure you try the biscuits.
Yeah, well, tonight actually they had a banquet. Dancing, open bar, everything, but it was like $50 a person. So I was like, I want to go. I don't want to go that bad, but it was a private event. But no, in a little bit, I'll be streaming some drunken Skyrim VR. The vodka will be flowing, so I probably will fall several times.
Does that include or not include the kilt?
It depends on how much vodka.
I like where this is going. All right.
As long as the scotch on that stream, I'm happy to watch for a bit.
Well, finishing up, as always, you can find me anywhere and any place, anytime at ABN MP269. And I think this is the end of our show, ladies and gentlemen. From me, from everyone here, this has been the ANG Podcast. We will see you on the next one.
Have a good day, guys.
See ya.